Hey, what's going on? I'm Matt O'Leary back with another video, and today what we're going to be talking about is why Adam Gase is a really bad play caller. But before we get started, I just wanted to mention that you can follow me on social media at Matt O'Leary NY. And also, if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever you get your podcasts, or you can get it right here on the YouTube channel. So subscribe, call in, leave me a question, new episodes every Monday. So it's pretty clear, at least to me, that Adam Gase is not a good play caller. I'm going to give you 3 key examples why that's the case. And we're going to start off with second and long. So more often than not, just by doing the eye test, it feels like the Jets are running on second and long and right in the A gap way too often. Well, I looked it up, and thanks to a handy article from Yahoo, I'm going to link it down in the description below if you want to read it for yourself, we find out that the Jets run on second and long 52% of the time. Only Minnesota, Baltimore, Indianapolis, the Giants, Pittsburgh, and Seattle are over 35%. By far, the Jets run the most on second and long. It's not even close. So 78%, almost 80% of the league, is throwing on second and long, and Adam Gase is running at a completely higher clip, at more than half, 52%. Using analytics, running on second and long is about the worst thing you could do for your team. And I'm going to talk about EPA, which is expected points added, and look at the average expected points added when throwing on second and long versus running. So usually, in most cases, the average for passing EPA on second and long is 0.11 versus rushing, which is negative 0.04. So you are more likely to score more points if you are throwing on second and long versus if you are running. Now, the Jets are 31st in the league in terms of second and long offense. Their pass EPA was 0.00, so essentially flat. But their running EPA on second and long was significantly worse. The 0.00 is 23rd overall in the league, so still not good, but definitely better when their running was, which was negative 0.23, which was 4th worst in the NFL. So the Jets, using analytics, the numbers tell you, were more successful throwing on second and long, but Gase decided to run more often than not on second and long. That's how you have a bottom offense in the league. Exhibit number 2 is the New York Jets versus New England Patriots game on Monday Night Football. It was Sam Darnold's worst game of his career. There's no denying it. It was really ugly, but Adam Gase did him no favors. The Jets used an empty back set in this game 8 times. What that means is Sam Darnold's in the shotgun with no running back next to him. Everyone's lined up as either a wide receiver, there's no running back on the field, however you want to do it. So 8 times in the game. Now, more often than not, in this formation, the New England Patriots would do a flat front, meaning they would show a ton of blitz and they'd bring a lot of people because the New York Jets offensive line was terrible. So Adam Gase, with a bottom 3 offensive line in the league probably, was running a no-back set 8 times. And I'm going to tell you what happened each time they did that. And for whatever reason, Gase kept running it. First time they ran it was an interception. The second time they ran it was the Kyle Van Noy fumble recovery. The third time they ran it was a turnover on downs. The fourth time, hey, we have a success, completed pass for 6 yards. Then, right back to failure on the 5th time they ran it, it was a safety. Khalil snapped the ball over Sam Darnold's head, and he just tapped it out of the end zone. Yes, Bell was motioned back into the backfield, but it was still the original lineup, or the original set to the line of scrimmage was an empty back set, so I'm counting it. Then you have an incomplete pass, and then thrown away when there's pressure in his face. So more often than not, there were 2 turnovers, a turnover on downs, and a safety on half the plays they ran it. Not good. Not good at all. And the third exhibit, Exhibit C, that I want to talk about is not having Sam use his legs enough. Now, part of that could be because mono, and I really hope that that's the case, that they wanted to ease him back. But still, Sam only had 62 rushing yards last year. He's someone who should be probably around 200. And I'm not saying he's got to be Josh Allen, he's Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson. I just think that Sam is at his best when he's moving outside the pocket. Gase had this man as a statue and would not move him outside the pocket. And now when you have a bad offensive line, just being a statue doesn't help. That's why, in the final years of Eli with the Giants, we saw that offense really struggle. And the reason for it was he wasn't able to move outside the pocket, and the offensive line was so bad, so he was getting sacked and there's pressure in his face all day long. Same concept with Sam Darnold, except the maddening part is Sam has some athletic ability and can move outside the pocket. His player comparison to me, and the one that makes the most sense, has always been Tony Romo. And think about Tony Romo and think about Sam Darnold. They are at their best when they're making plays, throwing on the run, and utilizing their talents to their fullest potential. Sure, there are going to be times when Sam Darnold, like Tony Romo, is going to make a mistake by trying to extend a play. That's just the nature of how he plays, but that's also when he's at his best. Example, the throw against the Baltimore Ravens on Thursday Night Football. One of the better throws, if not the best throw of Sam Darnold's career. The touchdown pass against the Buffalo Bills in 2018 when he rolls out to the right and then comes rolling back to the left. He did it in week 1 when he on the 2-point conversion that he threw up to Le'Veon Bell. He is someone who is going to take chances, and he is someone who, when he is thriving, is on the run. I mean, think about it. In the game against the Giants, he ran in an RPO. Same thing against the Raiders as well. Some of his better games this year were when that he was able to move his feet. Sam Darnold is not as good when he's just standing in the pocket like a statue. It's not fair to him, and you're not utilizing him right, which is something that is one of the biggest concerns to me about Adam Gase, is he doesn't use his personnel to their potential. Example, not rolling Sam Darnold out, not lining up Le'Veon Bell in the slot enough, running Le'Veon Bell into the A-gap a million times. Those are 3 key, factors to not using your personnel to the right way. Those are my 3 reasons for why Adam Gase is a bad play caller and not adjusting to the strengths of his team. There are probably more than that, and if you have any that you picked up on, let me know in the comments below or on social media. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Make sure to subscribe if you're new here. Once again, I'm Matt O'Leary, and I'll talk to you next time.